What's going on? What's going on? As promised, part two to the episode from earlier today. I'm Grand Hefe. This is the Unpopular Opinion Podcast. That's down on the Don. Y'all already know the vibes, man. What's going on with you, bro?
Yata, you know what it is.
Hey, man, we got a good show for y'all today, bro. Again, this is a continuation of what we were just talking about earlier. We had some spicy stuff to talk about. Before we get started, though, go ahead and make sure that y'all tune into the Unpopular Opinion Podcast on Google Play, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Breaker, however you listen to your podcast. Real Unpopular Opinion Podcast. Same on YouTube as well. Real Unpopular Opinion Podcast. Make sure y'all go run them streams up. Like, comment, subscribe, share, turn on post notifications. That way y'all know every time that we go live. Make sure y'all also subscribe to our we got a YouTube channel coming. This isn't a podcast though. This is it's kind of connected with what we're doing here, but it's basically for a platform that we're gonna speak a little bit more freely than what we already do here. And we already speak freely. Y'all already know that. But listen,
we talk more about topics here. I'll say we talk more about like topics and things here. There, we're going to talk about life. We're going to talk about some things that is some life-changing things, not just topics going on in the world. And if y'all interested in that, tune right in. Y'all going to see what's going on.
Y'all already know the vibes, man. Not your thoughts, KNOT, not your thoughts on YouTube. Go ahead and subscribe to the game, man. I'm telling you, y'all don't want to miss that content that's over there. Because if y'all, especially for the people that claim that they're so woke, like that channel is for you. That's the channel for you. Like if you claim that you woke or want to be woke, that's for you.
If you are, I will say, if you are really interested in the religious side of the world, I suggest you watch, because me and my brother Billy here have been through years of studying, years of different trials of different so-called religions, and we're going to give you our opinion on what we got from that, and we're going to go into a lot of other things other than religion, but that's
going to be the focal point, because that just drives our community, and it drives our community in a way that we really shouldn't really want to go. Like, excuse me, like that. You know what? Stay tuned for the podcast. Not your thoughts, KNOT.
Yeah, don't say too much.
Thoughts. Bro. Yeah, not your thoughts on YouTube. Go ahead and subscribe. Make sure y'all go ahead and do y'all thing for the Unpopular Opinion Podcast. Y'all already know the vibes. Let's go ahead and hop into this, man. Michelle Obama, she was on her podcast, the Michelle Obama podcast, which airs on Spotify and all of that other stuff. And she mentioned how she has low grade depression, and how she has low grade depression amid the racial tensions, and how Trump is handling the murder of Black people. I find this funny, bro. Not the depression part. Are you talking about somebody that's been there, done that, got all the medals and suits for that? You're talking to
speak on it, bro.
But as a person that has been diagnosed with bipolar disorder, that has a normal life, that has been diagnosed with PTSD, that have some people think that so it's not nothing to play with. So that's not what I'm laughing about. What the part that's funny to me is the fact that she said how he's handling the murders of Black people as if when her husband was in office, the spike in police killings on unarmed Black people was at an all-time high.
Speak on it, bro.
Like, did Ferguson not happen? Did Trayvon Martin not happen? Did Sandra Bland not happen? Did Fidel?
Do we not already have this?
Did Freddie Gray not happen? Like, do I need to keep going? That's just off the top of my dome, bro, that I'm talking about here. That's just off the top, the names that comes to mind. What did he do for them people? I'm like, kind of what we were talking about on another podcast. It's easy to blame Trump for a lot of stuff. And listen, you're preaching to the choir here if you're trying to tell me what kind of person Trump is. I know what kind of person he is, but I
The
know how also
Democrats
to
are in a panic. The
go ahead.
Democrats are in a panic. That's what I'm gonna say. The Democrats are in a panic right now. They're worried that the people are waking up to the BS. The race baiting is getting old for all of us because we realize if we want racism to end, we gotta stop uh putting racism on the mainstream because it's not a mainstream issue. And even though it does exist, obviously, but not on a mainstream spectacle. The people who involve themselves in racist activity are not a part of society on a normal basis. The normal society right now does not allow racism. That's what I personally believe. And as I said
And you
though, that
believe? Hold
doesn't
on,
mean it
hold
don't
on, hold on,
exist.
hold on. Because now me and you finna get at it. Now me and you finna have a war. Oh, I like that. Me and you finna have a war of words right now. Um, for sure. Nice little plug. I like that. But nah, racism definitely does exist on the main scale. Like it's not like I don't think I don't think people are making it or blowing it out of proportion because we we see it like we see it happening. We see I just read today, bro. Just perfect example. It was a soldier. He was, I think this was back in like 2000 or 2004. It was somewhere around that range, right? He got convicted. He was already prior. He had already had a prior offense, and he got convicted for selling a police officer a .67. That's what it was, bro. A .67 for $30. Now I don't know where they get their tree from. .67 for $30, boy. That's a healthy price
Even
tag for a
see, that's
.67.
why they arrested him. That's why they really arrested
Yeah,
him.
but this man had the originally gave him a 25-year sentence. 25 years for a .67. Now he was already a prior. He had already had priors, but 25 years for that. Then they turned around and said, "You know what? That's not good enough. Let's give him life for this."
Oh damn!
Yes, for a .67. So it exists, bro. Like it exists, but I do agree that sometimes we do push everything over the top. Like our culture is so sensitive, bro. Like I seen the other day as well. I don't really want to take up too much time, but I seen the other day. Um, what's Swiss Beats' wife name? Oh, Alicia Keys. She came out and she said she just signed a deal to bring a new skincare product, right? Now everybody know that Alicia Keys don't wear makeup. She said that before, and obviously when you look at her, you see she doesn't wear makeup. She's a natural woman. Um, so this gay um um makeup designer, whatever you call, I don't even know what you call a makeup artist. He went at her. He subtweeted her like, I don't think people that don't wear makeup should be coming out with makeup lines. But he didn't read that it actually said, that it wasn't a makeup, it was just skincare. I don't It exists, bro. But people in the comments was like, are we gonna just allow him to disrespect a black woman? And it's like, dog, like everything is about race, but everything ain't about race. If that makes any sense to the smart people out there. Like it is about race, but it's not about race. And
It
people
it, it could
and
be. This is the thing. It could be about race, but not about racism. That's
yes,
the
bro.
problem with people. That's the problem with now everybody. The problem is it's become the old school story of the boy who cried wolf, and in reality we've cried wolf for everything. So now when it's serious things, people are starting to overlook those serious things and just group it up with the things that aren't as serious because the things that aren't as serious. But when I say that, nobody take that as I'm saying someone's life isn't serious.
No, I just wanted you.
or
Yeah,
anything
I
like
wanted you
that.
to
But
clarify
I'm just
your
saying,
other comments. That's why I was. I just wanted you to clarify
no,
those
but yeah, I
comments.
think,
But what do you think? To
yeah,
get
but
back on Miss Michelle, what do you think about what she was saying? And I think Michelle, I think Michelle Obama is a she's a nice lady. She did go to Epstein Island, so we know how that works. As we talked about in the part one, but I'm just talking about her support for our culture. For Black culture. That's specifically what I'm talking about here. But this is BS, bro. Like, do we not realize when her husband was in office, police brutality was at an all-time high? Is that not when we
mhm.
started this Black Lives Matter stuff?
It's going all back to what I said before. The only thing Obama did was give black kids hope they could be the president, but he didn't do anything else. And I would stand on that. Like people will say things that he did, but the things that they say he did are just things that the people did
It's
in
emotional
itself.
arguments, bro. It's
Yeah,
emotional arguments.
and I hate to say it, just like I always say, Trump ain't a great dude, but he's done some things just by being himself. So I don't know.
His
He's been an
politics,
asshole.
his politics, and him the person is totally different. I've said that on many
Yeah.
occasions. You go back and quote me from.
And the crazy thing is, he does great things politically, but he's not even a politic type of person. So
No,
it's crazy if you ask me.
but he's the best person. He people. You know what, bro? When he was running for president, and I wish I might have said it on one of the other podcasts, but I was doing primarily sports on Unpopular Opinion then. But I know for a fact, I told plenty of people this. Donald Trump would win the presidency. And I said the reason why is because he's not a politician. Everybody hates politicians. Even politicians hate politicians. What he was he's a normal person with money that people of his kind could identify with.
But
And
even
when it
more
was
than that,
time, they went
the
out
thing
and they
is,
voted, and it happened.
everybody liked Trump, bro. If you think about it, back in the day, Trump was just that rich dude. Back in the
Back in
day,
the day,
that
he was, but I'm talking about now. Since when he was running for president, I think he made a lot of headways, and I think a lot of people really kind of jumped off that train once a lot of the stuff grabbed by the pussy and all this other stuff. If back
but
in my day we would take I think that
I
stuff
hate to say it,
really
like I don't know, a dude saying grab him by the pussy don't really like. They were in a closed RV type of thing, and it's like he
it
just said. But the way the context he said it sounds kind of bad because he's like, if I want a girl, I could just go grab her by the pussy. But then I think about locker room talk as they called it on the news and shit. Like we say a lot of silly shit behind closed doors, even if we're just joking around and shit. And I'm pretty sure he's that egotistical dude to think that he could say things like that, but that don't mean he's really doing it. I think that's just his way of thinking that I don't know. I don't know. Who knows?
I don't know if locker room talk, as they say, like you say when they were covering this.
Referencing it. Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever said, "Yeah, I'm just gonna go grab somebody by the pussy if I wanted." Like when I was in high school, I thought I was
Coming
that
from the
dude.
South, bro, I can hear even Webby saying, "I grab a bitch by a pussy." I can
Nah,
hear it.
nah, nah. But like I get it. Like I'm just saying, but the thing about Webby is we don't hold him at the highest regard. We don't hold people like
but
that at the highest regard. So
and I agree. But
for that
that
office, it's a hypocrite. It's been
now
hypocritical.
think about it though. He's not a political person. So that's what fucked him up so much because think about it, if he was still on the show Apprentice or whatever the fuck that show was. Imagine if he said, "Oh, they said he said that he grabbed girls by the pussy." That would be a headline for 2 or 3 days. But the fact is that he was raised as a TV a mogul, this type of person, so that's what he is. And that's the same thing that got him in the office because we're thinking we don't need another fake political person. So the same things that are good are also his poisons, as I would say. Because just as I say, I like the fact that he's honest and he says all the shit he wants to say. The bad side of that is he says a lot of dumb shit and bad shit. And sometimes he just says it quick. But nonetheless, I much rather have that than presidents, i.e., Obama, Bush, Clinton, fucking Ronald
Other
Reagan,
Bush,
Nixon,
other
all them
Bush, Daddy
other Bush,
Bush, son
all
Bush.
them
Yes,
motherfuckers who would give us this great
the
this great
runaround.
cupcake. This cupcake. It looks great. It got the beautiful frosting on that motherfucker. You take a bite, you look in that motherfucker, it's a piece of shit infused with some throw up. That's what these cupcakes that they kept giving us is. And we just kept taking bites. Like, at least it got frosting on it. At least
I
Trump
still don't.
when
I
he,
still don't. I still don't agree with anything about grabbing nobody by the pussy. If
bruh, I don't either. I don't think
I
anybody
hear
should
rappers
should
talk,
go
I
around
hear
grabbing.
rappers talk like this all the time. Right? You know, you hear him. I smack that bit on that ad, dit, blah blah, this, that. But I'm like, I think context of what he was saying is totally different than me getting in the booth saying, "Oh man, like I
Even
slapped 500 on that." Like I think that's totally
I'm gonna
different.
ask you this because this will tie in perfectly to something that we should talk about. Do you think Donald Trump has hung out? Have you seen the pictures where Donald Trump hangs out with rappers and shit back in the day?
Hmm.
Now think about what does rap and what do these rappers now, these rapping females, what do they portray is okay to be like for with women? Now think about if a black man said the same thing because he used to hang out with black people too. Nobody thinks about that. He was hanging out with P Diddy and all these niggas back in the day
Hmm.
before he became Trump, the evil white person. So he still has kind of a, I hate to say it, he's kind of like a nigga. He's like a white nigga, and that's why everybody hates him. Let's be honest. If we think about us as black people, we're very outspoken. We're gonna say how we feel. That's how what makes us us. And that's what makes Trump him too. He says what he feels. But since he's white and he is also the president now,
I don't
it
know.
gets
I don't know if that's
it
it
looks
though,
bad.
because I don't know. I don't know. I,
Hear me
I
out.
guess what you're
Let's
saying.
think about it, bro. Let's think if we put Kanye in office and would he be held accountable if in one of his songs he said, "Oh, I grabbed a girl by her pussy"? No, because he was a black dude. And black people, it's okay to say that. The
I
only
think it's
reason we
no,
think
no. I
pause,
think that's
the
different though.
only reason we think Trump is so bad is because we are racist, bro. We are
I
racist
think everybody's
ourselves.
racist. I think
No,
everybody's racist.
exactly. And
And people would
that's
say
true.
black people can't be racist. Like I can
That's
agree with
crazy.
that to a certain extent. Like
It's
to say
crazy
that we
because we're
can't be
racist to our
racist
own. Because we're
because
racist to our own.
those people that say black people can't be racist, they'll say, "Oh, we're not systematically trying to do anything, and we can't keep anybody down." But that's not what racism is. That's not the full definition of racism. Like when we take the definition of racism as it is, I think everybody's racist. Let's just be real. I think everybody's racist. The shit that we talk about on this podcast could be labeled as we're racist. I mean, we talk about a lot of the faults
And that
of
goes into
white
what we
people
just said, though.
that
That
hinders
goes into
us.
what we just said because everybody doesn't know. Every time something race is brought up, it don't mean racist. It just means race is brought up. That doesn't make racism. Nowadays, people are so butt sore or butthole sensitive. I don't know what the fuck to call it, but they can't even sit down right because everybody's scared to say the wrong thing. Everybody's scared if you even call someone a black dude, you might be racist. I'm pretty sure white people think this right now. I don't know what to call that guy. Oh, hey, what color was that? Hey,
It's
you
funny
trying to
you
make me
say that
racist?
because
Well,
I see that
I
all
don't
the
know. I
time.
don't see color. I don't see color. Like, it's crazy. And now we're starting to become ignorant. It's the same thing that was happening with this transvestite movement. Like, oh, you need to call them a man. But for race, you need to not see anything about race. It's okay to see race because there's good things that come from race. We have to appreciate each other's
Yeah, I don't like
heritage.
them people that say I don't see race. Like
No,
clearly
that's
you
dumb
do.
as
I
hell.
like that's stupid. This is
It's
the
dumb as
stupidest shit I
hell.
ever heard in my life.
It's the
Like
same
you do.
logic as you can't call me a man. Yes, I can. I can see your dick bulge, bro. What the fuck are you gonna say that? That's a dick Taurus? No, that's
Yeah,
a dick.
and then they call you stupid and uneducated because
Exact.
you don't
And
want
that's the. How are you gonna call someone uneducated for not calling you a woman, even though you
to.
clearly got a dick? I'm sorry. I don't have any
Hey,
problem
but
with if
those
you
would be the
love a
same
man
people.
or love a woman. I don't care who you love. But
But I'm gonna call you
can,
what you are. I don't care what you say. I'm gonna call you
but
what you was born.
on the
Simple as
same
that.
token, if you change your name to Susie, I'll call you Susie. That's your name then. But I'm not gonna go out of my way to say, "Oh, hey, ma'am." No, I'm still gonna say, "Hey, man," but I'm gonna say it in a nice way. "What's up, dude?" Or I'll even try to say, "What's up, partner?" I'll try to give you a partner so it's not a man or a woman. But I'm not gonna go out of my way to call a dude with the Adam's apple who's all
Yeah,
buff.
but those would be the same people, bro. Those are the same people that
It's
got mad
petty.
at This is the same people that got mad at what's her name, Woe Vicky, for saying she was black, right? So you can change your gender, right? You can change your gender even when you don't
That's
change your
the
gender.
crazy
But I
thing.
can't change my race because, which obviously both are stupid. Like you can't do either. Like if you
And
was white,
it
you're
just
born white, you're a
shows.
white person. You can't change your. No matter how light Michael Jackson got, he was
All
still
they
a
did
what?
with
He was
I'm
still
gonna tell you
what?
something.
He
I'm
was
gonna
still
tell
a
you something
nigga
that I
at the
hope
end of the day.
blows your mind. I'm gonna tell you something that I hope blows your mind. The only reason they had a black movement to make us feel like we was getting somewhere is to give people a blueprint on how to move something, how to move it so you can change people's minds. That's all they used it for because they've used it for every other agenda now. Every other agenda, the religious agenda, the gay agenda, any agenda you can think of, they use the same agenda we use as a people to get out of the uh the position we was in. And now they use that and like, okay, y'all was cool now. Let's get everybody else way ahead of you in life now. Like it's crazy to me. And people ain't even seeing it.
It's
People
always,
ain't even seeing it.
but that's how it always been, right? This country is built on the culture of black people. Like this is like that's that. I don't think that's up for debate. I just don't believe that's up for debate. I don't ever believe that's gonna be up for debate, and I won't even debate nobody on that. Like I won't even waste my time even going back and forth with anybody that's gonna try to say anything different because we know how it is. We see it all the time, right? uh, non-black women used to always criticize black women for all their big lips, their big ass, their big thighs, their hips, their this, their that. Now you can't go on TV or turn on social media without now everybody else doing the same thing that they criticize for. So that's one thing I won't go into. That's one thing I will not argue with nobody on. Um, the fact that we influence culture so much, we influence everything the way that it is now. It's I won't do that. Speaking of some of the stuff
I
that we was
won't do
talking about, yeah, I won't do that. 97,000 kids, bro, has tested positive from July 6th to July 30th. 97,000 across the country. There's a few states that's going to go back to school. I know New York, they're planning on going back face to face. I know out here in Texas and New Mexico, uh, they're going to start online. I don't know what it is out there for where you at. Are they going to start online out there where you at? Are they gonna?
I don't know, bro. And that's bad that I'm saying it. I don't know because
Nah,
every day it's different. It's
nah,
out
it
here.
makes
Every
sense.
day is different because
No, it makes
out
sense.
here it was really serious. So they don't really know what they want to do. I could tell they want to bring them back to school, but it's really unsafe here. So it's like
Every
they
school,
don't
every,
know.
every place want to bring them back. That's just how it is. Even El Paso, out here, they were supposed to go to school last week. They're supposed to start school last Monday, and it got pushed back. So, it's crazy now. But 97,000 kids is posted, and then you got the mayor and God dang, some crazy shit going on out there right now. I mean, you know how that wind is out here, bro. Like that shit get crazy. It just sound like my trash can just blew down right now. Um, nah, that's what it sounds like right now. That wind piping out there. But they were talking about like I say, 97,000 kids has tested positive. The mayor of Florida, my home state, he's talking about he's mad because restaurant workers would have to wait because they were testing positive. He said you shouldn't have to wait for a negative test result in order to go back to work. That he feel that is BS. Basically, that you have to wait because the CDC has been testing people and they've been finding out that the people have been testing positive for up to 12 weeks, which is 3 months. And I just, from what they were telling us at first, 14 days, you can go back to work. You don't even need to go get tested no more. Now all of a sudden, people is getting the virus for 3 months. Like what's going on? It's like it's always different information going out. There's always and that's a way for them to control everything. If they keep changing the narrative on what's going on, of course people is going to be like, well, do I really want to go out there, or do I really want to stay home? So I think this is just another way for them to control whatever is going on. I still think they don't care about people going to school. I don't think this virus is as serious, but I'm not talking about my opinion here. I'm talking about what these politicians and what all of these people that's in these prominent positions say to us. That they say that this virus is so serious that you should wear your mask. You should not want to go out nowhere. You should not want to do this. You should not want to do that. But yet they want to send kids to school after 97,000 kids is tested positive in 1 month, not even a whole month. 97,000 kids they saying are tested positive. I think those numbers are probably a little bit. We know how it works. But the fact that they're saying that this is supposed to be so serious, and the fact that their actions is not matching that, Governor DeSantis, you want people to go back to work even though they don't have a negative test. So what is the goal here? Like I don't really understand. What are we trying to do here? Because it seemed like to me they want you to live in fear only when it benefits them. Because now you can send kids to school. It don't make any sense to me, bro. Like, talk to me.
Bro, what I'm thinking right now, all they want. This is an exclusive, by the way. This is an exclusive. a motherfucking exclusive. All they doing to the people right now is trying to keep us confused. That's all they doing. Trying to keep us confused. So just like you could say, well, just like you said, people are scared. People are worried that they don't really know, is this that bad or is it not? And the biggest problem right now with America is how do you come back and say, oh, well, it wasn't that big of a deal. Even though we can all see it clearly, we can already see the percentages, we can see the numbers. How do you come back and say, oh, wait, it wasn't that serious? Sorry, everybody who lost your job. Sorry, everybody who's now thousands of
who
dollars
still has
on
lost
your
their
rent.
jobs.
Who are going to not get their job back. And it's just that simple. How do you come back and say, oh, we're sorry that we crashed the whole economy in this way? How do you apologize for that? So now they have to have these people in the front saying, oh, well, we have hope of a vaccine. We're not sure yet, but there's a vaccine coming. So now there's the little shimmer of hope that they're trying to give us that something good is to come. But in all reality, not that many people are dying of coronavirus. And I don't want to get coronavirus. I believe it's a real sickness or whatever. And I don't want to get it just because I suck at being sick. But I don't believe.
Yeah, I'm a crybaby.
I'm a crybaby.
That's
exactly.
why I don't get sick.
I don't want to
get sick at all.
But it's not like I feel like I'm going to die. But in the same token, I just don't want to get sick.
But I'm going to act like I die. I get a stomach virus,
like,
and bro, ask my wife. I'm over here. Yeah, bro.
Straight up, bro. I can't do it. But honestly, at the end of the day, I feel like they're blowing this up out of a crazy proportion, out of proportion, and they just don't know how to come back now. They put too much money in on this, so now the only way out is for people to think that they needed this vaccine. They could give people a water vaccine right now, bro. And when this
people
shit passes,
feel safe, huh? Act like it's feeling safe.
Oh damn, I'm good now. And then even if people get sick, oh, that's just what happens. That's just what happens. Now think about it think about like the chicken pox and shit. You get the chicken pox and then you get it and then you don't get it again. Imagine the coronavirus is just like that. Imagine it's something like that if you get it, some people can just deal with it, but some people can't. Same thing as the chicken pox. And it just gets in your system. Like there's a lot of different
healthy people are dying from corona, as they say,
that's the
coronavirus, because we already know they just label everything as corona.
I was about that. That's what I was about to say right there, because they're trying to say every death, everything. If you come in and you died of a car accident, but you had coronavirus, well, the cause of death, coronavirus. Okay, cha-ching.
Exactly.
Cha-ching,
Exactly.
cha-ching. They cashing in. And the problem is there's too many people in on this right now for them just to say, oh, my bad. It's too deep. We too deep in. We too deep. My bad. It's too late. It's too late. And realistically, when people start finding out how deep this really gets, they're gonna be sick. They're gonna be sick to their stomach. And
It's
that's
just
all I
because
gotta say.
a lot of stuff just doesn't add up to me, bro. Like I want to believe it, though. I hold on, I lied. I don't want to believe it. But it just seems to me, bro, like there's different agendas. There's plenty different agendas that's going on. Like it like there's so much misinformation that's going on. There's so much, oh well, it's this, then it's this, then next week it's this, and then oh it's this. Oh now it can cause this. Oh, now you can get it from this. And it's like I get it. That's what happens with a new with a new virus or whatever. You're gonna find new things that happen. But there has been too many people that they say has died from this for them to not have for us to not be needing new
Peep what I
information
said though.
as much as
I
we
just
need the new information.
I just had a revelation, bro. Did you hear what scientists said about the coronavirus? If you contacted the coronavirus, that it stays in your system forever?
Nah, I missed that.
Not that you get symptoms forever, but it's in your system
No.
forever.
It stays in your system.
Now, when you
Yeah.
think about that, think about the chicken pox. Think about shit like that. It actually just connected right now. When I'm sitting here, I'm listening to what you're saying. That shit just connected so motherfucking much. They could give us a literal fucking water vaccine, and then even if we get sick, oh, that's just part of the vaccine. Don't worry.
It's a
That's
side
just getting
effects.
that's just side effects. You might
Side effects
have
of
side
it.
effects for 14 days. It'll be about 14 days of the side effect. Like, get the fuck out of here. It's crazy though. Then don't get it twisted, people. I'm not saying coronavirus is fake and it can't hurt people who are unhealthy or their bodies aren't as unhealthy as they could be. But that's like anything. If you catch a flu and your body ain't strong enough to have the flu, you could die from that. And people aren't even looking at the numbers in this shit. Like, it's simple. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's too simple, bro.
It's always that plot, and that's the way to do it. I want to talk about
What's
one thing
even
before
crazier, bro, is think about the fact that when we think about the percentage of the people who die from corona, and we also in that same breath we talk about the fact that they've been faking all of these deaths of corona and just putting it on corona. Think about how small that percentage is, even with the fake deaths, bro.
it's still a very very small percentage.
Bro,
I
the
will most definitely agree with that.
percentage of death for that it ain't even like 1%. It's like 0.03 or something.
And how do
what's
you
crazy
even
about
catch
that?
corona?
And bro, if you think deep about this shit, bro, okay, if the percentage of dying from something is 0.03%, and we are also taught that a lot of these deaths are all just being marked as corona deaths because they're getting more money. What does that mean? That it's not even 0.03. That means that number's lower than that. And people ain't even thinking about that shit. Even though it's being revealed to us, even on the news, that a lot of these hospitals are doing this. But no one's connecting the dots because it's literally all this information is out there. But we just sit in our crib, or when we go outside, we got to put our mask on and shit, walk around this bitch like we Taliban or something. No offense against anybody, but we go around this bitch and we just ain't thinking. We just ain't thinking. I don't know. We just ain't fucking thinking.
The American people never think for themselves. That's why we have the news. That's why because they let the news tell them what is and what isn't. Like you said, I'm not saying that this isn't real and that people probably isn't dying from this. I will never say that because I don't have those facts, and I will never
what
put
it's
myself
like, bro,
out there to say stuff like
the
that.
The greatest example would be if this was the flu. If this was just the flu and a couple people died from it, just replace the corona with flu, like the word flu with corona and shit. and you would see it would be the same thing because people could always argue, well, obviously people are really sick, but that's not the point. The point is that it's not as deadly as they're saying. That's
It's
what
not as
people
deadly as they
argue.
saying. Right.
I know
That's the main
somebody.
thing.
A lot of people are like, I know somebody who got it. Do you know somebody who died from it for real? And if you do, please,
I know
even if you're
people
watching
that
this one,
they
if
say
you know
has died
somebody
from
that
corona.
was healthy, if you know somebody that was healthy and died of corona, please, like I said before on our last video, we're open to these real people. Comment and we will try to get you on the show. If we can look on your page and we see some rest in peace to somebody and how much you're for corona, we'll get you on here because we want to hear this. But until I see it in front of me, bro, and I don't know. Like I said, I believe people died of it. I do. But I'm hard pressed to find somebody who was really healthy who died of that joint.
In the words of Dano the Don, and we're gonna leave it right there. We're gonna go ahead and stop it right there. Make sure y'all guys like the podcast. Like we said on the last podcast, if you're on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, all of that other stuff, make sure you guys leave us a rating. That'll really help us out. That really puts us up there recommended. That really helps us, catapult this thing. So make sure you leave us a rating, 5 stars preferred. If you don't, you already know the deal. I'm probably gonna think you a hater because I mean this is a 5-star podcast. I mean that's just how we don't do nothing less than 5 stars over here. So go ahead. Nah, but real talk though. Y'all go please leave us a review. Like, comment, subscribe on Facebook. I mean, like, comment, subscribe on YouTube. Real Unpopular Opinion Podcast. Daniel, cue me. Not Your Thoughts. Make sure you guys also follow our other YouTube channel. Not Your Thoughts, right there on the screen. KNOT, Your Thoughts. Not Your Thoughts. Dano the Don, Grand Hefe. Bro, you want to get us out of here? You got something to say before we get out of here?
Man, as always, we gotta be out here. We gotta be strong. We gotta get this paper.
Why are you talking like that?
I don't know. I feel like it gives us good energy. You feel me? I feel like I always gotta. When people get off this, I want them to hop up out the chair. I want them to be like, "Shit, you heard Dan? It's time to get up and go."
I'm like, why is he talking like that, bro? No,
but I want y'all in the world to be strong. Get out there, praise God, and tune into everything we got coming for y'all because we're trying to answer every question of life on this mug. You feel me? And we always take arguments. We always take negative feedback. If you're willing to tell us what the feedback is, please tune in, subscribe, comment, go check out my music, Daniel the Don, and go ahead and tell me how awesome I am. All right, guys, appreciate you.
Y'all already know the vibes, man. Grand Hefe, Unpopular Opinion Podcast. Like I say, make sure YouTube, Apple Music, Spotify, Google Play, y'all do all of that. Real Unpopular Opinion Podcast. Follow the Unpopular Opinion IG page as well. Unpopular Opinion _podcast. That's Unpopular Opinion _podcast. Download the Don on Apple Music. Solar True Production. Not Your Thoughts on YouTube. Y'all go run that up, man. Appreciate all the love and support. Half of the Unpopular Opinion Podcast. Download the Don. I'm Grand Hefe.